Another thing that I wanna, I guess, complain about for this boss is that I think this boss design was poor in a sense that it's more not exactly the mechanics as much as the design for the boss fight, like the graphics design, the visual design, and also just like the overall, I guess, player experience on this. For example, like a lot of people have been putting in the comments like, oh, people that are in vertical mode couldn't even see the glass slippers that are spawning, right? These ones that they were having a hard time on that one. Another thing is like the color of the mobs is not very apparent because you have like a gray background, right? I feel like if you have a gray background, the boss shouldn't be gray. Okay, come on, either that or have like a bigger or better outline so you can like actually see that there's like a mob in there. This boss was so poorly just designed. Another thing is like the arrow, right? So you have the shield here, when then the arrow comes in, and then you can't see the arrow because it's hard to see the arrow right there unless like you know that it's coming. This boss, just overall, in my opinion, it was a poorly designed boss in that regards. I like the mechanics, like the idea of the glass slippers. I think that's perfectly okay. I think that is fine in the difficulty sense. However, like in terms of like the quality of life visual design, it's pretty bad, and I think that ShiftUp should definitely reconsider designing these bosses. Hey, dude, come on, just change the background. There's many other backgrounds. There's like the gray background somewhere else, right? You know, the desert background, you could totally use that. I get it, story lore wise, like, you know, it was, the fight here was done in the city, but you could make the city like a bit more blue, dark blue background, and then the boss being gray so that the boss pops out a little bit. Again, I feel like this was just a poorly designed boss. They should definitely look into it. If they're designing future bosses, they should look and consider also like the mobile players. I think obviously there's just a significant advantage from PC versus mobile right now, no doubt, but come on, just make it a little bit, lower the gap. Dude, the game was designed to be vertical in the first place anyway. The game wasn't even designed to be horizontal, right? They had to add the horizontal mode later down the road on the phones. So it's like the horizontal mode wasn't even designed in the first place. What's going on here? Again, the glass slippers, in my opinion, that one was okay design. If there's any complaint that I would say on the glass slippers, it's that it should have been less tankier. So like the glass slippers shouldn't have required the investment check. I think it's okay, for example, using a sniper rifle or rocket launcher to actually one-shot them was an okay idea, but it shouldn't have required the investment check, because the first destruction of the glass slipper on phase 2 shouldn't have required so much high attack. Yeah, basically it should reward player skill to be able to perform well. The issue here is it needed investment check on top of it, which I think was I don't like that. I don't like that in particular. Just to give you an idea, I had a fully overloaded helm, and that's an attacker, by the way. That's an attacker sniper rifle. I had a full overloaded helm, but without the proper buffers, it cannot one-shot it. And actually, this Maxwell, the first glass slipper, it cannot one-shot it unless it critted, or make sure that I have the straight shot buff on Maxwell. So this was actually, again, poorly designed, not new player friendly. I get it, Solar Raid is made for endgame, but at the very least, like for example, it shouldn't gate people off from properly executing the mechanics. Yeah, the second QTE also, I think that one was also kind of annoying, that you needed investment check on that one for your electric also in particular. It did make people be creative on their team composition. However, the ones that really made that creativity on their team composition are primarily the whales. See, that's the thing. And it wasn't like the lower players. I feel like the raid should be enjoyable for everybody. And it just feels bad like when you cannot complete the raid because you're just, well, crap, what can I do, right? I did every single mechanic that you want me to do, but I still couldn't finish the whole run. The second QTE had about probably 140k defense, so you needed a good bit of over 140k attack after buffs to break. Holy, yeah. To give you guys an idea, when he said that 140k defense or 140k attack, I mentioned this on the Ein video. If you have LB0, your attack is at around 100k. And then if you have like core 7, your attack is around 130k. If you have like attack multipliers. And so this is where the attack buffer multipliers come in handy. So that's why, for example, for people that couldn't have used Naga and they couldn't break it, they can just use Litter as a buffer. And if you time Litter buffing with Naga, it will manage to break it over. So that's just to give you guys an idea what you needed to do to get it. So for example, if you have an LB0, it's probably a good idea to have like a 50% attack buffer. So if you have LB0 electric unit, you needed like a 50% attack buffer, and that would have been enough or helpful to destroy the QTE, second phase QTE, the electric one.